Hello everyone, this is Endgame Arts. We're doing another unboxing, another breakdown, another demo. This is Shadow Complex, the Remastered. This is a special limited run copy, which is a special site that does a special limited physical copies of specific games. Usually it's like an indie game or something like that. Now I have heard them talk that they might have plans of doing maybe some big AAA games that never got a physical release, but here's hope for that. But usually they do small runs, usually around 5,000, maybe 4,000, maybe 6,000. And once they make those prints, they don't make any more. They just do a simple small run like that. And they only really focus on PlayStation 4 and Vita. So I'm going to link you guys to that site for you guys so you can look for this copy. But why I'm telling you this right up ahead of time before you even talk about the game is the fact that this site, like I said, is very limited. So the game I'm showing you right now, they're sold out. They don't have any more physical copies of it. Now, there's probably going to be some people selling it on eBay, but they'll most likely be trying to gouge you a lot of the original price. Most time, usually just doubling the original price. So I will link that as well, but then just buyer beware that you are paying more than what you could have paid if you just went to limited runs. So always keep an eye on limited run. They all have other games in the work that they're going to be releasing here soon. So let's jump to Shadow Complex, why won't we? Shadow Complex is a game that released way back on the original Xbox 360, and it built up some attention, but not much. I think it could have had a lot more. And then they did a remastered right here for the next generation consoles, and then Limited Run did a physical release for it. And it's a game that deserves a limited physical release, because it is a very well made and very good how do you say, adventure, side-scrolling Metroid game. Now, if you don't know what a Metroid game is you know Metroid, but the problem is that the genre Metroid doesn't really have a name. It's basically like a 2D, like labyrinth level design where you can constantly freely explore in a 2D side-scrolling style, and there's lots of hidden rooms, lots of hidden paths, and stuff you cannot access until you have a certain equipment and abilities to access it. And that's kind of what this is, and it's a very well done version. Oddly enough, the entire time I was playing it, I felt like I was playing Uncharted, but 2D style. I don't like to make comparisons to other games because it's just doesn't seem right. Because just because something seems like something else doesn't mean it should be just comprised of it. But with David Hayter's voice acting for the main character, which he did for Nathan Drake, as well as Solid Snake, if you did not know. It sounds like Nathan Drake the entire time you're playing it, and since you do a lot of climbing and hanging and shooting and stuff in the game, you just feel like you're playing a 2D side-scrolling version of Uncharted, or at least for me anyway. Well, as I've said, I pretty much summed up the entire game for you in this minor couple sentences, because like I said, it's a Metroid. You get equipment, you explore with that equipment, trying to save your girlfriend, and you're a military person, but you're not. You kind of like left the military. You didn't want to become that, but you have some military training idea. And well, through the game, you become pretty much a powerhouse. You become a massive badass in the game. Trust me. But as all these things require, it requires progression and time. There's so many hidden items, so many hidden abilities, and lots of places you cannot access unless you have that very selected abilities and moves. So, like I said, if you've ever played Castlevania Symphony of the Night or Super Metroid 2, or even somewhat the original Metroid, you would again understand that this game is basically it, but its own kind of style and genre. It's just more humanish and everything. Instead of like Castlevania's got vampires and witches and monsters and stuff like that, and then Metroid's got aliens and stuff like that. This is more like machinery and people. It actually stands very well on its own for its own kind of Metroid style. I wish we can come up with a name for this. I would like to call it a 2D labyrinth. I don't know, I know that's not going to catch on, but I think it deserves its own name. And as I've said, it's pretty much summed up everything I just said here. Now, other than flaws, sometimes it can be a little hard to shoot somebody with like a gun or something like that. Because I highly recommend you have auto aim on, because it helps out a lot. Because if you're not accurate, you'll just be shooting above or below them. While auto aim helps your crosshairs aim, because you use the left joystick to control your character and X to jump naturally, and your right joystick is to aim where you want to point and shoot. your typical ain't working. But when you're trying to shoot at certain people at up an angle or down below, it can be kind of cumbersome. As well, the game is not just straight up, just left and right. You can have even enemies on the back green scenery, as you can see there, where they can peer up in the back, and you can actually pick them off from the back as well you being shot as well. So you gotta also look in front of you, behind you, as well as how do you say, in the depth field of the map. As I've said, this is a well worth game to get in your physical collection. Now, like as I said, it's not gonna be too easy to get a physical copy, and since it's released, I think they only made like 6,000 print runs of this, because it's not very many. It is also available on Vita, so you can get that as well. Now, this did not say it was supported remote play, so you won't be able to, I don't think you can remote play with your Vita on the PlayStation 4 with this game. So, you have to get the Vita version if you want to play it on your Vita. As I've said, there's not much I can really explain. I don't want to spoil anything. I have to say it's really worth it. It's enjoyable game for me. I really enjoyed it, and I miss these kinds of games. Games that are just more simpler, more stylish. Like I know lots of people enjoy the new age of gaming and stuff like that, but I still always appreciate the originals. And I've always been saying this, and I will keep saying it. There's no genre, there's no style, and there's no mechanic ever too old. All mechanics and game styles, graphics, no matter what it looks like, even if it looks like Atari age, cannot be bad. It all just depends on the design and the style and just the creativity of the designers, because that's all it takes. And this is another good example of other games. Example right here is to show that just because it's a small dev team and it's just remastered, it shows that even an old style of Super Metroid and Castlevania Symphony of the Night is still a well-deserved mechanical style gameplay, even if it's just going left and right and jumping. Jump and shoot. That's all you do, is jump and shoot. It is still a well-deserved mechanical gameplay, and it should never die out because of new age 3D polygons and stuff like that. So, as I've always said in my videos, I'll leave links down in the description. If you want to buy yourself a copy, I will put a link down to Limited Run, so you can go there. I highly recommend that you constantly check Limited Run. Even if they're not selling something you may not be interested in buying as a physical copy, even when it sells out, go back and check it, so that way you can see what their next release be. Who knows, they could be selling something you really would like to have a physical copy of. So, thank you all for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more videos from me. And I always appreciate every single one of you. It's amazing how much you guys talk to me and you guys asking for my advice and how you need, just how the fact you guys are really supportive of my channel. And I really appreciate it. And I'm glad I do this for you guys. And I'm glad that you all support me on it. So, thank you all for watching. And I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye!